Probably for the best. Knowing everything hinges on a guy from Queens sounds as scary as it feels.
Alright, so we can start this. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the episodic discussion for Spider-Man games. We have a lot of web-slinging, loving motherfuckers here, and I'd like to introduce them. First, I'd like to introduce Mr. Devil Hunter James. Introduce yourself, please.
How's it going, guys? Devil Hunter James here, back again, and I'm a fucking ridiculously big Spider-Man fan, so I'm hyped for this one.
Yep, same here. What about you, Mr. Torres?
What's up, everybody? It's the Superior Artist. I'm also a big Spider-Man fan, and I'm excited for the new game that's coming out.
Oh, we have a lot of questions about that, but I'm going to introduce everyone else. So, Mr. Nico, introduce yourself, please.
Hey guys, I'm Eternal, and obviously I'm also a Spider-Man fan, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
What about you, Captain Chaos?
What's up, guys? Like everybody else here, I grew up with Spider-Man. I'm a pretty big fan of the games and the movies, specifically the Sam Raimi movies, but yeah, love Spider-Man, so it's always good to talk about it.
Alright, what about you, Mr. Ghoul World Order? Introduce yourself, please.
I am Kaneki, and I am hyped for this new game. I hope it's going to be good.
And last but not least, Mr. Arcane Magic. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello everybody, and yes, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Let's get started.
Yeah, so I'm going to read off the first question, and everyone who has the document open can read off the next questions that we have for this document. But the first question is, what is your first introduction into playing your first Spider-Man game, and how did you feel about that experience? Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go first if there isn't any takers. My first experience with, I would say the first Spider-Man game I ever played was the PlayStation 1 game. I didn't find out until later that it was also on the Nintendo 64 and the Dreamcast, though. So I, at the time, thought it was just PlayStation 1. But I grew up with, like, PlayStation, so that was, like, the first Spider-Man game I played. And I really enjoyed that game. It was really fun. I think I played through that game quite a few times, and I just found it really fun just because all the characters in that, like Spider-Man, I think was portrayed really well in that game. He really felt like, you know, that was probably like one of the best portrayals of Spider-Man, and I like all the villains. The villains were really funny, like Venom. I really liked Venom in that, and Mysterio. I just thought he was hilarious as a villain. He just was just kind of just so cartoonish. And I don't
Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil. Like, and all the cameos too, like Daredevil, the Flaming Torch, or the Human Torch, not Flaming Torch.
I want to tell everyone what happened. Basically, technical difficulties.
Skype is dumb.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, Skype is pretty dumb, so we had to port over. Chaos was in the middle of a question. It was question number 1, so I want him to continue from that where he left off.
Yeah.
Wait, Ren, do you have a document of that?
Yes, I'll place it in the TCP general chat.
Alrighty, go ahead, Chaos.
Yeah, basically, I was just saying, I really liked all the cameos from the different Marvel characters, like Daredevil, Punisher, Human Torch, but you know, it was just a really fun game. Like, it was just, it was probably one of my favorite Spider-Man games. Like, pretty much all the ones I played have been good. So, the ones I played after that were just the movie game for the first movie, and then the second one for the second movie. And I played a little bit of like Ultimate Spider-Man, but don't remember too much about it. And I think, oh right, I played the second game on PS1, Enter Electro, and I barely remember that one, but it was also pretty fun. Not as good as the first PS1 game, but still pretty fun. I liked it. So that's pretty much how I got introduced to the games. Somebody else want to go? Or do you want me to pick up?
Someone else should go. I think it was James. I didn't get his.
So my first experience is pretty much the same as Chaos. I started with the PS1 game. I remember I was so young that I didn't know what the hell the R2 button was, so I got stuck in the beginning for a very long time. I didn't know how to web swing. Fuck. I did not play 2, Enter Electro immediately. I kind of got off the Spider-Man binge for a while as I started getting into Crash and Spyro and shit, but once the PS2 era rolled around, I jumped on the 2002 game and I played the living shit out of it. That was awesome. I never got to own Spider-Man 2, even though I love that game still. And I haven't played, I think I played Ultimate Spider-Man at a friend's house a little bit. And the only other time I played as Spider-Man was in like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So I'm somewhat limited, but I've sampled a lot of them. Oh, no. What the hell's the name of the Game Boy game, if anybody knows? There was a Game Boy Advance Spider-Man game that was good.
I do not remember at all.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'll have to find it while this is going on. But yeah, that's mostly my general experience. But I guess my favorite, I had to agree with Chaos. Spider-Man for the PS1 had the best cameos. They had Venom, Punisher, Daredevil, Captain America, which that surprised me. I did not fucking expect Cap to show up.
The ending of the first game actually teased Thor, from what I remember.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it did. He was in like the Daily Bugle.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Isn't Reed Richards in the game too?
I think it was at the end of Enter Electro.
Was it? Oh, okay. I might have got
Oh,
it.
Yeah,
okay. Because I was thinking of the first game. I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
that's true.
seeing
The
Thor.
first game was just the card game that. Okay. That
Yeah,
was
it
Enter
was.
Electro.
Yeah, because I actually remember after you beat Electro at the end, they pretty much said that Thor saved the world and you don't get none of the credit.
So, Mr. Torres, what is your experience with Spider-Man games?
Pretty much similar to all y'all were saying. I started off with the PS1 game. That was pretty fun. I love the fighting system in that game, the web swinging, like you said, all the cameos like Daredevil, Captain America, and etc. I played Enter Electro. It was good, but not as good as the first one. Then I played the 2002 game, which was pretty much, it was like the one from PS1, except they wanted to like go further beyond with it. Like they added combos in that game. You can web swing more than 3 times when you're in the air, and you get to fight Green Goblin. And I also found out if you played the game on Xbox, you can actually fight Kraven. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, here we go. I remember the name of the Game Boy game was Mysterio's Menace, by the way.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know they had a Game Boy game of Spider-Man.
It's actually pretty good.
All right, so I guess I'll go. My first experience with Spider-Man was on the PS1. That was probably the best game, the best superhero game for its time. And then I played Spider-Man 2. I just jumped right in Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. I didn't play the first one on the PS2 because James, he's over here nagging me saying, man, you got to play this game. This game was fun as fuck. It has the Green Goblin. It has Spider-Man. It has everyone.
Yeah, you can play as fucking Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin, and he has his own shit.
Yeah, but I jumped right into the second one, and that game was also just terrific for its time. I like the fact that they had the web swinging mechanic where you weren't just swinging in the air, you actually had to swing off buildings, and I thought that was really, very iconic to do. You weren't just swinging on thin air. So I thought that was pretty cool. And when I played more of the Spider-Man games, I think I sort of had a slump where I stopped. The last one I played was Spider-Man 3, and that game was not great compared to the other ones. So I have a little bit of a history. I played a little bit of Ultimate too. Ultimate was fun, and I like the mechanic where you can play with 2 characters. That was pretty interesting. You had Spider-Man and you had Venom. So it's very interesting how they had that dynamic in play. So I'm looking really forward to the PS4 game because I think that's going to be another hit. It's Insomniac, but we're going to get into that a little bit more later. So, Mr. Nico, tell us about your experience with Spider-Man.
My first Spider-Man game was the 2002 movie game. And I kind of got stuck on level 3, and then somehow my aunt actually found out the cheat code to just go to a next level, and I was like, all right. And the other games I played was the Spider-Man 2 movie, and a few years later I played Friend or Foe, which I played a lot of it, and then my last game was Edge of Time, and aside I downloaded Ultimate Spider-Man for the emulator, and I pretty much had fun in general, I guess you could say.
That's awesome. So, Mr. Arcane Magic, you're the last one to go.
You hear me right?
Yes, we can hear you. Very white.
Shut up. Well, my first experience with Spider-Man games is either with 2002 Spider-Man game or Ultimate Spider-Man. Because I bought a huge bundle of Spider-Man game. Went to GameStop one day. It had Spider-Man 1 to 3 and Spider-Man Friend or Foe, which is a really good game, by the way. And I unfortunately I was unlucky that Spider-Man 2 didn't work well. I couldn't get past the tutorial stage because that's how bad the disc was. So, I spent most of my time on other Spider-Man games. And I gotta say, it was the best time of my life.
All right, so we're on to question number 2. Mr. James, could you read that off, please?
Sure. Of all the Spider-Man games to ever be released, which one is your favorite and which one is the worst? Name off both reasons. Who wants to go first on that?
Oh, I'll go.
Go for it.
My favorite is probably Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. And a little bit of Edge of Time, because the combat system is very good there. If you like beat 'em ups, you'll love that game. But as the worst, oh my god, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh god, I heard
That game is
I
garbage.
never played that game, so what's wrong with it?
Wait, what is it? Oh, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, you said?
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
Amazing
fuck that
Spider-Man
game.
2. The first one was actually pretty good. The second one was...
Isn't it just the Batman ripoff?
Yes, it is.
Yes, but at least it's enjoyable though. But man, they did a bad job in the second game though. Like all seriousness.
Aside from Batman ripoff, is there anything else since I haven't played it?
Well, stars graphically it's a terrible game. Animation wise, it's terrible. Story wise, it's an abomination. You gotta either watch a Let's Play to understand, because there's like these choice selection things that mean nothing. You have to pick all of them in order to continue on with the story, depending on the character you're talking to, whether it be Kraven or Kingpin. In fact, the only character you will like in that game is probably Kraven.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And what else?
I guess I can go. I will say the best, in my opinion, currently is Spider-Man 2. Even though I really like Spider-Man 1 on the PS1, Spider-Man 2 holds a bigger place in my heart. In terms of the worst, I guess I have to say Spider-Man 3, because it just feels like such a downgrade compared to 2.
Which one?
Just the PS3 version and the graphics.
PS3?
Yeah, even the graphics for its time, they don't look good.
I thought I actually liked the PS3 version. The PS2 version was fun, but no, it's obviously dated.
Yeah, and
I remember that game had like a shit ton of QTEs.
it does, yeah, and that's one of the things I really didn't like that much.
Is that what that means?
There's only a handful of
Where
them.
Spider-Man face plants in the ground and the lady blows up?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
What game is this?
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3.
That shit's hilarious.
Yeah, I would honestly have to say that I'm kind of torn between my favorite being the first movie game or just the game on PS1. I would probably just have to say the PS1 game though. The worst, I haven't played a bad one, but I would have to agree with Brandon, because from what I've seen of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game, it just looks like crap. Like, graphically, it's not very impressive, and it's just a rip-off of the Arkham combat system. And there's just too many games nowadays that are trying to rip off the Arkham combat system, and it's just another one of those. It's You know, it's fine. It's a good combat system, but it's just not very well implemented in that game.
I gotta say this for the record. Don't you guys think it's fucking ironic that the movie sucks, Amazing Spider-Man 2, and the game sucks?
Yeah.
Renegade. I've seen that movie in theaters.
I actually haven't seen any of the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but I don't really
only
want
watched the
to
first
be
one.
honest. It's just
I only watched the first one.
the first one looks alright, I guess, but
Torres,
Raimi
what's your
films
opinion
will
on
always
that?
be the best.
My favorite one is Ultimate Spider-Man. The reason I like that one more because I like the fact you could play as both Spider-Man and Venom, and it was based off the Ultimates comics. And I was around that time I was heavily reading all the Ultimate comics during that time. So the fact that this game was pretty much its own little storyline within the comics, I really enjoyed that. And you also you fought Wolverine in there as Venom. Silver Sable was in there. Like there was still a lot of cameos in there. And the web swing was pretty good though. Okay, my least favorite, it's either Spider-Man 3 or Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because I don't like... The thing is, Spider-Man 3, at the time, it was a guilty pleasure. But playing it again, it was so boring that I couldn't even go through it. Amazing Spider-Man 2 just left me angry. So I'm probably going to go with that one.
Oh, I'm hearing a lot of bad shit about Amazing Spider-Man 2. You know, I actually was going to pick up that game. No bullshit. I was going to pick it up and buy it and try it for myself. But now I kind of don't want to.
That garbage is on sale on PSN.
Most out there for that game is like $2 or something.
It's not even worth that. But I guess if everyone...
the only good thing I can say about that game is the costumes. That's the only thing I can say about it. Other than that,
yeah.
shit.
We bring up costumes like later in the document. We talk about that.
Okay.
But
First one had a lot of good costumes.
Yeah. Do they have the wrestling suit in that game?
The movie game did.
No.
You mean the one from the 2002 movie?
Yeah,
the
the game.
Oh,
did,
yeah.
The 2002 movie does, yeah. That's what you start with before you get the
Yeah.
actual suit.
Yep.
Yeah. So I wanted to move on to question number 3, and I want
Wait.
Nico to read that off.
Ren?
Hmm?
You skipped me. I hate you.
Oh, I'm sorry, James. Fuck you.
You're a faggot.
Go ahead.
Favorite and worst. I had to say 2002 because it's the one I played the most of all of them. And most hated, I would have to say, I'm half tempted to say The Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2. I did like rent it, and I thought they were both meh. And you guys have already kind of said all the above for 2, so I don't think I need to reiterate that.
All right, so Mr. Nico, could you read off question number 3, please?
With a new Spider-Man 4 exclusive on its way, what are some of your hopes for the game? Well, one of my hopes is I hope that there would be a black suit Spider-Man moment, just because I just like those moments.
Black suit is best suit.
Exactly.
Get back here, Shocker!
Oh God, stop
it.
I would love that if they made a reference to that shit.
But what
Not
about
to
you,
mention your
Torres?
own
Let me think. I would like for them to have like a better web swinging mechanics because so far, after the last good one that had good web swinging mechanics was Web of Shadows, Amazing Spider-Man, the movie game, and 2. Like 1, it was pretty much a combination of Spider-Man from the Spider-Man movie game because he was swinging the clouds, and it was trying to be like the 2002 game, but it failed. So I pretty much want like a good web swinging mechanics. And there's also one better side missions, and I would like the ability to like just in case you want to play as Peter Parker, if you see danger, I actually really like if you could like go into a back alley and change to your costume because I always want to do that in a Spider-Man game.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, that reminds me a little bit of. They used to have they didn't have the costume change. I think in the original you just had outfits where you can play with Peter Parker and you could play with him with the black suit, but he's wearing his Peter Parker civilian clothes. So it'd be cool to really see that in gameplay. Actually, I really like that idea.
Was that in the PS1 game?
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, it is. That's right.
Oh yeah, I would also like some good boss battles because it hasn't been So, well, currently there hasn't been any good Spider-Man games with good boss battles, so I would really like some really
Has
good
anybody
boss
played-
fights. Some
has
very
anybody
iconic
played,
villains.
Dang it, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Well, I was saying I would like to have some very iconic villains like Venom, Carnage, Goblin, bunch of old villains and a bunch of maybe like some newer villains in the comics currently. And also I would like if they were like bring like other Spider-Man characters, like bring in maybe Miles, Spider-Gwen, like, or other characters in the Marvel universe like Daredevil and everything like that. So I pretty much want them to go all out on their first game.
They really should. Apparently, they have their biggest team working on it, which is really good news. That is not done by a small team, so apparently they're going all out.
I pretty much agree with most of what Superior said with the characters. Like, I would like to see more huge cast characters to come back for that game, and just to maybe like have a huge sandbox world, so you can just go around and do different missions and everything, and maybe like just a pretty decent combat system. Don't try to do an Arkham style combat system. They already tried to do that with Amazing Spider-Man. Doesn't work out so well. Just try to do their own thing with combat, but just make it flow well and make it fun. That's all I really have to say about that.
So what about you, Brandon? Since you were going over something earlier, how do you feel about this?
I was saying, like, has anybody played Shattered Dimension or Edge of Time?
I played Edge of Time.
I played Shattered Dimensions. I played Edge of Time.
Okay,
I did like Shattered Dimensions. I didn't care for Edge of Time that much. I liked the story, but the gameplay felt very repetitive.
Okay, because a lot of sounds like a lot of you guys didn't play it or never heard of it for that matter. Because those are really good Spider-Man games, honestly.
Yeah.
No, seriously, you got to play those though.
Yeah,
I
as
still
far as
remember
the older ones.
The Shattered Dimensions game had the voice actors for every Spider-Man cartoon from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, the MTV Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Yeah, they went all out in that game.
Yeah.
One was open world.
Also, Brandon, what's your
Yes.
thoughts on question number 3? What are your hopes for Spider-Man on the PS4?
As Nico said, I want the black suit. I wanted to be as broken as it was in Spider-Man 3. Oh, I love the black suit.
They need to take a cue
That's all.
from the Japanese Spider-Man and put a Gundam in there.
Oh my God, that happened?
Yes, that happened.
Yes. And you know what? The best part is Stanley likes that shit.
Well, Mr.
And
Kaneki, what are your hopes?
My hopes? I already got my hopes. The biggest team is going to work on that game, and I hope they don't fuck it up. Also, to bring this up, future Spider-Man games like this will be PS4 exclusive only.
Yeah,
I
go
hope
below.
so. I don't know. I know that this one is particularly going to be exclusive, but I don't know about future stuff. But I know Marvel said they want to get back into making games, which is fucking good. I really want to see. I really want to see some Punisher stuff. I
was gonna say that shit too. Give me a new Punisher.
Yes, please. What about you, James?
My hopes. I would actually like them to have more. I always feel like they don't develop the relationship with Black Cat and Spider-Man much, and how that's. Isn't that always like a thing with him? Is like Mary Jane and Black Cat is kind of a struggle with him or something like that.
For the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would go into that more, and I wish they would have more deeper interactions with some of the other superheroes, like the Punisher or Wolverine. I know they've done that a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like they could flesh it out more, especially with Daredevil. Oh my God, please give me fucking tag team with Spider-Man and Daredevil.
What if he had? If
Wolverine hype.
Daredevil did show up in the game, what if he had the suit from the Netflix show?
Then I'll cream myself.
But does anyone else have any questions for this, or could we move on to the next one?
No.
Going once, going twice. Sold to the lady in red. All right, so I'm going.
Electra?
Yeah, electric. So I'm going to move on to question number 4, and I want Mr. Chaos to read that off.
To add on to the last question, how likely do you think it'll be to see guest characters like Daredevil and the Punisher, to name a few? I guess I'll
Should
go
be. Go ahead.
I mean, I would like to see that. Like I said, I think that kind of covers what I said in the question, the last question actually, which I said I would like to see more Marvel characters. So, it would be cool to see like Spider-Man team up with Daredevil with the Punisher. We kind of did see that a little bit in the first game for the PS1, but it wasn't. It was only like for a little bit. Like it was just kind of a cameo thing. So I guess in the game, I would like to see maybe you team up with them in game, something like that. That would be pretty cool. Just Spider-Man, team up with Punisher or Daredevil or something like that.
If I'm correct, most of them were cutscenes, and the only ones who really showed up in gameplay was like Black Cat, and all she did was like give you hints and shit.
She's the tutorial lady.
Yeah, it should be more dynamic than that. Oh, I also like the fact that they had like Stan Lee as the narrator for the first Spider-Man game.
That was great.
Yeah.
He also narrated Shattered Dimensions also.
Yep.
Yeah.
On a side note, it was really weird. Enter Electro had Beast from the X-Men as your tutorial guide in that game.
Yeah.
That shit was weird. I don't know why they picked. I mean, Beast, I guess because he's smart, but like I don't know, it just felt.
James, I think there's quite a few people who would like to enter Electra.
James, answer your question. Beast is a beast. That's why.
I mean, I like him, but I just thought he was weird to make I'm just a tutorial guy.
Well, Brandon, what kind of cameos would you personally like to see in the new Spider-Man game?
Anyone that has like a deep relationship with Spider-Man, like for example, Human Torch, Wolverine, Punisher, to a certain degree, Daredevil, and so on and so on. So yeah, so those are cameos.
Oh, I missed one. I missed. Are we going to bring up villains at any point?
We are. It's later in the document. Yes.
All right, I'll hold myself till then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right, I think personally, I would like to see all the people that Brandon listed off, like the people who have that deep connection with Spider-Man. I know that him and Daredevil are friends, so I would definitely like to see Daredevil come in and kick some ass. There's some questions later on in the document that talks about maybe controlling multiple characters, so I'm going to reserve my judgment until we get there. But I guess if anyone doesn't have anything else to say on this, we can move on to the next one.
Nope.
All right, then. So go ahead.
Now, on the last thing to add on, if the new game was successful, do you think there'd be room for sequels, crossovers, and other games based on Marvel characters? Yes. Make it happen, Insomniac. Make it good.
So what does anyone else think?
Yeah, it's kind of...
I say yes on that too.
Yes.
It's kind of... Yeah, I would say yes. It's kind of weird there aren't that many, like... games that, or at least successful games that are based on Marvel characters. Like there's the Thor game, or I think it was Thor the game, and that was like a piece of shit. It was the Incredible Hulk. I actually played the Incredible Hulk, and it was okay. Like
Ultimate Destruction.
And there was Ultimate Destruction was good. I actually played a little bit of
Ultimate Destruction was hard.
That is the best Hulk game ever.
Yeah, but I would like to see more like just well-made games that are based on Marvel characters, like Daredevil or something. Well, Punisher. I played Punisher. Punisher was it's a fucking great game. If anybody has the opportunity to play the Punisher, play that game. That is an amazing game.
Or watch Renegade's like 7-hour-long ass playthrough of it.
Shameless plug.
It's like it feels like you're the Punisher in that game. It's just great. Well, either that or just like make a new Punisher game, because I don't think there ever been another Punisher game after that. So
there was one. It was a first-person shooter, and that did not do well.
Wasn't that Warzone?
Was it?
I have no idea.
I forgot.
I remember Black Widow was in the game.
That was a movie.
That
was a movie.
Yeah, I was confused on it because the model that Frank Castle has, it looks like Frank Castle from Punisher Warzone, but it's called Punisher No Mercy. And I played it, and I didn't like it that much. It was a first-person shooter. They had all the Punisher characters, but it didn't feel like a Punisher game. It felt more like a tacked-on FPS, and I really didn't like it that much. It felt like the Punisher trying to be watered-down Doom, which is not good.
Well, hey, if you ever want to feed someone to piranhas, play the Punisher.
Yes. My only issue is that I don't know if they did make a Punisher game. It's all about the rating and how people react to things. So I don't know. I would like the violence intact. Yeah, it will have to be M. Hopefully, they don't skew it to the point where it's adult only again, but you never know. So that's my opinion on it. I would love to see more crossovers, and the fact that the Marvel president said he wants to do more games with more characters.
What about like an Avengers game? Have they made one of those?
They almost made one that was going to be a first-person type of game. It was supposed to come out around time of Avengers 1, but it got canceled. I think that was made by... I forgot what studio it was, but it got shut down, so they were unable to finish it. If you look online, there's actually some gameplay of it. It looks decent, but I'm not sure if it was going to be good when it came out. So
I also heard they were making a Daredevil game, but that got canceled, which sucks.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we can move on to question number 6, Mr. Torres. Could you read that for us, please?
All right. Was there a mechanic implemented in any of the Spider-Man games that you would deem revolutionary for that particular period?
I'll think about this one.
No, not really. I mean, for a Spider-Man game, get that black suit back from Spider-Man 3.
I wouldn't say there was
black suits, guys.
I wouldn't say there was anything necessarily revolutionary about any of the games, but, you know, they were just fun. They, you know, had mechanics that were typical for games around that era. They didn't really do anything different per se, but they don't really have to. I mean, you know, they didn't really have to do anything different, but they were just fun. I don't think they were innovative, but they were fun, so that's all that mattered to me.
I think I will say, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Torres, but I want to say real quick, I think that the only thing with the PS1 game is that it was revolutionary for its time because they did the characterization right. There was a lot of comic book movies or comic book titles where the character didn't talk or some bullshit like that, you know?
That is true. I didn't really think about it that way. Yeah, that was probably like the first game that really captured the characters pretty well. I don't know. I can't really speak for the games prior to it that were like superhero related, so I don't know. But I'm pretty confident it probably was. So,
all right, Mr. Torres, go on.
I would say the only revolutionary thing about Spider-Man games, I guess, the 2004 game when it went open world, since we haven't seen that in any of the Spider-Man games. So seeing that, seeing an open world Spider-Man game was a pretty big deal back in the time, back in the day. So I would say that's the most revolutionary thing because you can do whatever you want, have those stupid pizza delivery missions, you have to do a bunch of side missions and all that type of stuff. So I would say the open world was the revolutionary thing.
James loves those missions.
The pizza missions were fun. I thought they were fun. And the music was annoyingly catchy.
Yeah.
That also reminded me, though, another thing that could be a revolution for a Spider-Man game is the multiple characters in later games, like Shattered Dimension and Age of Time. Just for example, you can play as different Spider-Man with their own different attributes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pretty much agree with Torres. I think he nailed it. The open world in Spider-Man 2 was something they never really did for that particular genre. If they did, they didn't do it too well. I think. Wait a minute. I do think though that after that it was the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Yeah, Ultimate Destruction as well. Pretty much was the Spider-Man 2 of that series.
Yeah, so eventually there were a lot of games mimicking a good game, which was Spider-Man 2, and then we had stuff like Prototype later down the road, which took the open world genre of Storm, and we had Infamous. So I think that kind of stuff really works well for open world sandboxes, is to have a superhero that could wreck shit up, powerbomb people off buildings, and throw buses at them. That was pretty cool that it opened up that whole subgenre of superhero games.
All right, this is going to sound weird, but other than the open world thing, I don't know what it is I love about it, but I love that they gave Spider-Man and in turn the Hulk the fucking super jump mechanic. I don't know why I love that mechanic so much that you can just spring into the air like 50 feet in like a second. I don't know. It was always my favorite thing about Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah.
Also, moving on to question number 7, unless we're done with this question, you guys who wants to read that?
What is your favorite costume in any of the Spider-Man games? Black suit?
Black suit. It's undisputed.
Symbiote Spider-Man.
I'm gonna sound stupid here, but which game was that in?
It was in the first one. It was when Eddie Brock's symbiote, or no? How did it go? Did it get on Spider-Man first, and then it got on Eddie?
It got on Spider-Man first, and then it found Eddie.
Okay, so
Yep.
yeah, it was
The
basically
only
the symbiote
suit
from space.
I remember from that game, because it's been a long time since I played it, was the armor suit, or like you could get the armor.
Oh, the white armored Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could. I remember you could unlock other suits though. I just don't remember what they looked like.
Oh, actually, I just remembered. I think the 2002 game brought that back from the PS1 game as well.
That has unlockable suits, I think.
No, I think it brought back the white armor.
Oh, it might have. I'm not
Which
sure.
is, I thought that was cool, but yeah, fuck. I like a lot of them, but if I had to pick one, it would be the Amazing Batman Kappa.
Oh no, man! Get out!
No, if I had to legitimately pick one, I kind of like the way I think it's Scarlet Spidey.
Yeah,
I think that one looks
Scarlet
cool. The Iron Spider looks hype. Symbiote Spider-Man, of course. Wait, aren't they the same thing? Black suit and symbiote.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why the fuck do they give them? Oh, I don't know why they have different names.
Well,
I
in
guess-
the comics, he eventually made his own version of the costume, so it wasn't the symbiote. He made it. He made his own. So
So that's
And-
what they call black suit.
The only other suit I like is the 2002
I'm back.
rendition of Spider-Man's original outfit. How they kind of made it look more modern with the. I think he said he made the eyes for Spider-Man's mask in that movie out of there was sunglasses shades or something like that. I thought that was cool the way it looked, so I was a fan of all those.
Also, Brandon, you just got back. We are doing question number 7. Favorite costumes in Spider-Man games.
Besides the black suit, yes, I know. I keep harping on that one. I like the 2099 outfit. And admittedly, I actually like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 outfit, despite how garbage that movie Endgame is.
For me personally, I will say I said black suit earlier, but I would also say a Spider-Man Noir. I think that suit looks pretty cool. The fact that he's kind of dressed down like this detective-looking Bogart that can.
Oh, the Assassin Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Assassin Spider-Man. I like how he looks.
yeah.
I also think I liked Ben Reilly. I also liked how his suit looked like a little bit.
Oh, it
It
just
had
hit
the
me.
blue
Right.
and then it had the red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that name before.
Superior Spider-Man. I like that outfit a lot.
I like that one too.
The red and black one, not the earlier renditions of it.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Also, Mr. Nico, if you don't know who Ben Reilly is, I think that is Spider-Man's clone or something.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Or-
Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, I
Scarlet
remember
Spider.
Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
People hated him.
I
like
remember
his
the
suit.
name Scarlet Spider, but I don't remember who the hell he was.
Yeah, people hated him back in I think the 90s because
Yeah, it
the
was the
plot twists they
90s.
had in him. Jesus Christ, man! People hate his guts.
I like his design though.
So he's a
You know what
clone?
he kind of looks like?
Yes.
He kind of reminds me. He looks like Red Hood and Spider-Man put together. I don't know
Did-
why to me.
Did Doc Ock get some of
James.
fucking Peter's DNA or some shit? Like,
Wait, hold on. James, ironically, those two are actually alike because they're hated so much by the fans. Originally
Also-
for Red Hood's case.
You said there was a red and black one. Are you talking about Kane Parker?
Oh yeah, I like that
No.
one too.
No. I'm talking about Superior Spider-Man.
Hold on. Well, you guys keep talking, but I found the picture you're talking about.
All right, so I need someone to read off of number 8.
There's that one.
I'll do it. In regards to Insomniac Games stating that Spider-Man on the PS4 was going to be an open-world experience, what modes do you personally think they could include to keep the replay value at an all-time high? I actually didn't know that was going to be an open-world game.
Yeah, they said it long ago that it was going to be open world.
Okay. That's a good question. I'll get back to you on that.
I would say fun side missions and obviously a new game plus.
You know what? What surprised me? What Insomniac did was they put a difficulty level in Ratchet and Clank. So the fact that they did that, I think that can work for Spider-Man's case too. make it a little bit more challenging if you go back on New Game Plus, or if you decide to, you know, keep all your stuff over, make the game a little bit more harder.
You know,
so that'd be pretty cool.
I actually had an idea just now in regards to replay value. You know how you guys were talking about how like Amazing Spider-Man 2 had like choices and stuff. What if they did like kind of an Infamous thing where you had certain decisions you could make and choices you could make that would affect the game? Like you could be kind of bad. Or,
that was Web of Shadows.
Oh, it was? Okay. Well, you could still do something like that, and you know, just maybe do it like Web of Shadows and have you be kind of bad or good, considering.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man 3 bad.
But yeah, I think that would be an interesting mechanic to implement into the new game. Maybe give it some replayability.
I'm not, I like that, but I'm not. It's always with the morality choices that they implement it poorly to the point where it seems like no matter what you choose, your decision really doesn't matter. If they did something like that, then it would have to be something substantial.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. I would say that in like games like Infamous, it does matter because it changes the outcome of the story and how people see you. So,
for Second Son though, there's a lot of missions in there.
I can't speak on Second Son. I have not played that.
That was
1 and 2. Your choices did seem to matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Web of Shadows though, your choices do matter because you get 3 endings: a good one, a neutral one, and a bad one.
Yeah,
I was
and
bad
they could do the multiple.
because Black Cat.
Shut up, James.
I was about to say, for Second Son, there's still some choices in there that you make. Still makes you seem like sort of a dick, even if it's a good choice. And then they try to flip-flop it on your head. If you do something good, then it turns out to be ultimately the wrong choice overall, and then people wind up dying or something like that. So I just hope that if you made an evil choice, it sticks to that parameter of evil choice, and it doesn't flip-flop unless they do like a twist. I don't mind twists personally. I just want my choice to matter.
Like what Infamous 2 did.
Yeah.
Also, that Scarlet, I knew I've seen that guy before. Scarlet Spider.
The second one is Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
But back on topic, I wanted to sort of say what they could do for replay value, all the stuff we mentioned, of course, and maybe like a challenge mode at the end of the Spider-Man game that you play. Obviously, they should put like some challenges in there that will make it difficult. I would think maybe like, what did they call that mode at the end of God of War where you can play in an arena? A challenge of the gods?
Challenges.
Yeah.
Each game varies, but it's called challenges.
Yeah, maybe they can do something like that with Spider-Man where they put a variety of things that you can do and you have to do stuff at a time limit, or you have to fight a couple of thugs and you have to kill them all. That would be pretty interesting. So what does anyone else think who hasn't answered this question yet?
Oh, I got one.
Hmm?
What if they do let you play as different characters? Like, how weird would it be to be able to do co-op as like Spider-Man, Daredevil, or the Punisher?
Well,
it's been done.
I think that's later in the document, but we can sort of mix and match when we get there.
Yeah,
if it's a later question, then I'll bring it up. But it has been done before, just without Punisher and Daredevil, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I know which game you're talking about too. I think I know which one.
What if you had like side missions that could get you new costumes or just some pretty cool collectible stuff that are optional, but you can go back and do them, or something like that?
Like additional costumes, yeah,
or just anything really that to give you an incentive to play the side missions. Like you just have a ton of side missions and you can either skip them or you can do them. But they either will add to the main story or just give you more stuff, something like that.
I just thought of something. What if mode? Like they had that in the original Spider-Man 1 where it's like certain things are happening in the environment where they aren't supposed to happen. I remember the one joke that was going on between J. Jonah Jameson and Scorpion, and apparently when he jumps out of the window and you fail, he says, "Oh, well, allow me. No, I insist. Oh, you first." And then J. Jonah just jumps out and kills himself. So it's one of those many things they could do that can expand on it and make it hilarious as fuck at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. Like even if you fail, there will be something there for like something hilarious like that. So there'd be kind of a reason just to and maybe intentionally fail a few times.
Yeah, that'd be great. But for number 8, well, wait, that was number 8. God damn it. Let me mark that out. Let me get on my active job of marking things out. So I'm gonna read off number 9. Number 9 is, what characters would you personally choose to show up with the Spider-Man for the PS4? Carnage. Why not Carnage?
Yeah, Carnage.
Venom and Carnage.
Carnage was fucking crazy in the first game. Jesus Christ.
His voice really did it all. Just like Venom's, his voice is crazy as hell.
Remember fucking Mutant Doc Ock or whatever? That thing was crazy.
Monster Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's... Fuck. No, thank you. That's nightmare fuel.
Wouldn't it be funny if they had like kind of a callback to that, like, or something, like just some kind of cameo of Monster Rock? Just to,
you know what that brings up to me?
The only game I did that was Edge of Time. Because it was like one point where Anti-Venom fused with Doc Ock, and you got to fight him as a Monster Rock type of character. So
Atrocity.
I don't think they've ever given you a legit Monster Rock boss fight, though. You only got to run away from him in the first game.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. That gave me an idea. And Brandon, you can go next, but that gives me a little bit of an idea. Imagine them bringing back, like, people who were exclusive to the game, like Monster Rock. Like, they just blend some sort of weird like, amalgamation of the characters.
You guys remember how in,
it's
like,
not impossible.
You guys remember how in the movie game they had kind of they had the villains that didn't show up in the movie, like Vulture,
Vulture, Scorpion, Shocker were there.
Yeah, Scorpion. Like they maybe bring some of those villains back. Didn't really care. I didn't really like Vulture though. Vulture is kind of annoying.
It was I like Shocker.
You know what
Shocker
character they need to bring back though? Scarlet Spider.
Yeah, I'm sure
depends on which one.
Mine now. I'm pretty sure fans wouldn't mind now, but back in the day, he was hated.
Did he kill people?
No.
Well, okay, so he's not Red Hood.
No. Okay.
I think the reason people hate Ben Reilly because there was one point in the comic that was so stupid that they thought that Peter was the clone, even though Ben Reilly was the real clone. So I think that pissed people off the most.
Oh, so
and then it got revealed later that Ben Reilly was the actual clone.
Yeah, it's the plot twist that killed the experience for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to confuse the fans. So for question number 10.
No, wait, I didn't go for none yet.
Go ahead, you figure.
Yeah, I'm trying to go, but you won't let me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but what character I actually want to see? My favorite version of Venom, which is Agent Venom, which is Flash Thompson. Yep. Yeah, that's a guy I want to see in there, and Anti-Venom, because those two never got any spotlight or Toxin. No, which is still Eddie Brock. Either or, I'd be fine with. And for the heck of it, bring back all the symbiotes. Because now they have there's a big symbiote arc that I want to see in the video game.
Stupid purple puddle bastards. From Spider-Man 1.
I ain't talking about just them, but others.
Yeah, there's a lot of symbiotes in the comics.
Like Hybrid, Scream, Carnage, and so forth.
Yeah, there are.
Wasn't there like a bunch of symbiotes in that one game, Separation Anxieties?
Yeah.
Bring back that fighter. Symbiote generator.
Symbiote.
That was a thing. They were artificially making symbiotes.
Yeah.
What about you, Nico?
I really can't think of anything for that question.
All right, that's fine.
I couldn't think of anything either because y'all.
Maybe just anybody that's close to him, I guess. Or any of the Marvel heroes that were like close to him, I guess.
If I had to pick, aside from like Punisher and Daredevil, all these other characters are already said. Probably would say Venom and Black Cat. Those are the ones I want the most.
So, someone read off question number 10, please.
Which studio do you think? Which studio do you think did the most justice to Spider-Man, with the exception of the new game? Examples include Beanox, Neversoft, Vicarious Visions, Treyarch, and Software Creations. I will probably say Treyarch because I did really enjoy Spider-Man for the Spider-Man for the PS2, the movie one, Spider-Man 2, and Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, they did do Ultimate Spider-Man. Shit.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
And they technically also did Web of Shadows.
I would say Neversoft just because the first one on the PS1 is my favorite Spider-Man game, but I'll probably have to agree with Treyarch because they've done more, and they've been pretty faithful to Spider-Man, and their Spider-Man games they've done have been pretty good. So
yeah.
What about you, James?
I would have to go with Treyarch as well because they kind of feel like they did pay homage to the Neversoft games because, like I said, actually, whenever you get around to that game, you'll probably notice if you're used to the PS1 controls, then you probably understand how to play the 2002 game because they have the exact same 3-hit starting combos. All the web attack inputs are the same. And yeah, the game it pays a lot of homage to that, and has some other though it has the white spider armor. So yeah, I think Treyarch is the best because they respect the past games while doing their own thing.
Fair enough.
What question are we on?
We are on question number 10.
What games did Treyarch do again?
They did the 2002 Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Ultimate Spider-Man.
And 3. Ugh.
And 3, unfortunately.
I like 3. I'm sorry. I like 3. Game was fun. The black suit overpowered. That's all.
Well, what do you think about the question?
I like the black suit and Web of Shadows more.
Weapon.
What do you think about the question, Brendan?
Crap. What studios? What was the studio called that did the PS3 games? And of course,
I think that's Beatnox, right?
Yes, Beatnox, because they doing great Spider-Man games until the later ones, which I say thankfully they're done making them because I'm pretty sure they got burnt out making Spider-Man games all day.
Can someone confirm that too?
All
Beatnox
day,
sort
every
of
day.
stopped.
Yeah,
Wait, what about Beanox?
Yeah, that's Insomniac has the
Beatnox
games.
stopped making Spider-Man games.
Yeah, so Insomniac has the license, so obviously they would be stopped making them.
Honestly, I didn't think they had enough. Like when they were making the movie tie-in games, I honestly think they should have done. Activision should have let them make their own type of game, because if you're making games for the movies, you're on a certain budget, and sometimes you probably won't be able to perfect your game all the way. So I think it would have been better if they made their own type of Spider-Man game similar to Shattered Dimensions. So if they did that, it would have gave them more time and probably would have had a Spider-Man game with more quality. But that's how I feel about Beanox. I think if they were given more time, they could have brought out a better game.
But the Amazing Spider-Man 1 is actually a sequel to the first movie. It ties right in. Now, so basically, if you haven't seen the first movie, it was a big spoiler in one package.
All right, I'm about to get slapped for this, but wait, Infinity Ward is the successor to Neversoft?
Oh God!
They are.
It's well, I'll put it like this.
Neversoft wasn't it an Activision company?
No, it was. Let me explain. What happened was when Neversoft finally dissolved.
They stopped in 2014, apparently.
They dissolved, and then they basically got merged into Infinity Ward. So they are with the Call of Duty guys.
Call of Duty all day, every day.
Oh, their talent is wasted.
Make another Call of Duty game.
So, my opinion on this is, I think Treyarch, for the most part, they did the most substantial Spider-Man games, in my opinion. Like I said, I really like Spider-Man 2, and I really like Ultimate. I think those two games, they definitely nailed the quality and the presentation for those games. The Neversoft is like in second place. They're not a slouch to getting the personality of the characters. And I say Beatnox also, they'd be in third because they did a lot of Spider-Man games themselves. Some good, some bad, but that's how it goes. That's how I think about that. So for number 11, I'll read that off real quick. Is there any particular story elements that you would like to see Insomniac Games incorporate for the new game that has not been done in the timeline of Spider-Man games just yet?
I actually would like if this Spider-Man game would like focus like more on Peter Parker's side of the story, because there hasn't been that many Spider-Man games that, from what I remember, that focus more on Peter Parker. So I actually would like if they do that for this new one.
I think they're kind of trying to. They said in an interview like they're gonna do that. They're gonna focus on Peter Parker and Spider-Man at the same time, which is really good. And it hasn't been done, so it is in tandem with the question.
Is this like with his work and stuff?
No, just like
His
stuff
life?
that he goes on with his life. I think there was one point where he quit being Spider-Man because he was like, I just don't want to do it anymore. It's interfering with my personal life. People that I care for are getting killed, so I'm gonna quit.
Animated series sure covered that a lot.
So basically, what they did with the what was it, the second movie or the third one where he was like, "Fuck Spider-Man"?
The second movie he did that.
Yep.
Turns into emo Peter Parker.
That's the third one.
The third
yeah,
one.
the third one. All right.
So, what story elements would you like to see, Brendan? I think you rip.
Are we talking about like from the movies or the comics?
I guess from the comics. So
I can't speak on the comics.
You can say the movies as well. If you like something in the movies, you can say that too.
I would basically just say them paying homage to the past games, just maybe adding some elements from there in terms of the story, and maybe some of the movies, just kind of putting some of that in there. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I would mostly just like it to be its own original story. I mean, obviously it would be taking stuff from the comics, but I kind of just want it to mostly be its own thing.
Mm-hmm. That's understandable. What about you, Nico? You have any opinions on this?
Not really.
Who else didn't go yet? James?
Story elements. I think I mentioned it before. I kind of was interested in how the love triangle thing goes between him, Mary Jane, and how Black Cat loves Spider-Man, but she doesn't know. I think she doesn't know who he is still, right?
Is that in the comics, the whole thing with the love
Oh,
triangle?
Mary Jane.
No,
Yeah.
Mary Jane, of course she knows who he is, but I'm saying Black Cat doesn't. She's just in love with Spider-Man.
I think so. Don't quote me on it.
I'm guessing that's
I don't really know. 'Cause I haven't.
Is that something that's in the comics, or is that in other games?
Yeah, the whole love triangle thing is an actual thing in the comics.
It's also in the animated
Peter-
series too. Spider-Man struggled a lot between
Maybe-
Felicia and Mary Jane.
Maybe that could
And
be
those-
something where if they did implement a choice system, maybe that could be something, get with fucking Black Cat or Mary Jane.
Black Cat.
It's Web of Shadows.
Yeah. Web of Shadows with like a romantic subplot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, I could have sworn they did that in Web of Shadows.
They did
They
do
did.
that? Okay, I didn't know. I need to play
Yes,
Web of
apparently
Shadows.
she's the evil choice. I'm like, well, fuck the good people then.
The world.
I'm full emo Peter Parker now.
Oh my god! So
Man, he's beyond emo and Web of Shadows. If you pick that in.
The world betrayed me.
I mean,
betrayed the world.
I did him a favor. I got him those titties,
Shadow the
Man, he's
Hedgehog
black.
is my icon.
No.
Understand Levy's
Well, it
feelings.
depends what iteration of Black Cat you're looking at.
all right,
There's a lot
well,
of German things.
we're diverging, but he can die with those titties too. So
It's full of fun.
for question number 12, Mr. Brendan, could you read that off, please?
Renegade died.
Yeah, I can. Hold on. Yes, I did die, and I've been resurrected.
Okay, Jesus.
What is your
Resurrected at the
favorite
bonfire.
Easter egg? What is your favorite Easter egg or reference in prior Spider-Man titles? I got nothing.
I have one. In the Spider-Man PS1 game, they had I forgot. I think Chaos knows this. You can find the Green Goblin's
Yeah,
hideout.
the
even
Green
though he's
Goblin.
not in
Yeah,
the
I was
game.
thinking about
Oh
that.
yeah.
The Green Goblin's hideout.
I really like that.
Wait. I got one.
Go for it.
We play as Stan Lee, and then I'm not sure if this counts as Easter egg, but you can play as Stan Lee in one of the Amazing Spider-Man games.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god. This sounds silly.
It's silly, but it's fun.
Can you go into a strip club as fucking Stanley?
Oh, I wish.
Excelsior!
Wait.
Titties, Excelsior!
Wait, you can go to a strip club in Spider-Man?
No. He's joking.
It's Deadpool reference.
God damn it.
I'm trying to think of references or Easter eggs. Off the top of my head, I guess it was funny to me hearing Bruce Campbell in Spider-Man 2 as a narrator.
Oh,
or
he was?
Or the hint guy,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell was in 2 and 3 as a narrator.
And he was in the first Amazing Spider-Man game.
This is my boomstick.
Yeah, if, like fucking Ash Campbell was in those games. I hope that they make another reference to him. Either him
Or
being
just
a
Evil
waiter or
Dead.
something. Yeah, just him being a waiter or some Evil Dead shit. I would actually like that if they referenced the Raimi films.
Have a laughing deer head.
Yeah. So, what about you, Nico? You got something for this one or no?
Nope. I'm at a blink again.
Is Kaneki still here?
He's
Kaneki, are you here?
I'm still here.
He is dead.
What's your
never mind.
favorite Easter egg or reference in a Spider-Man game?
I don't have one.
Yeah, there's not. To me, it was hard thinking of this because there's not that many, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But the what if mode has a lot of them, so I might go back and play that again. So we're gonna move on to question number 13. So Kaneki, could you read that off, please?
Yes, I can, sir. What villains from the previous titles were done well and poorly in your eyes? And is there a particular villain you would like to see back on Spider-Man for the PS4? To get a little creative, let's plot a scenario of the villain you want in Spider-Man for the PS4. How do you think that particular boss fight should work for the game itself? And I have no answer to that.
Man, I think that what I think would be cool. I think that having a Green Goblin fight in Spider-Man for the PS4 would be fun as shit because the fact that he's crazy and he's trying to pumpkin bomb people, that would maybe be something awesome. Like you're trying to stop him from blowing up the city.
But stand up on Green Goblin. Why not Hobgoblin?
Green Goblin and the Hobgoblin at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Green Goblin will be on it. If you saw the reveal trailer, you will see a billboard that said Osborn for mayor.
Oh.
Oh man, that's
Which goblin would it be, though?
I don't know if
Which
Norman is
design
running for
wise?
mayor. Hold on, if Norman is running for mayor, he might be busy, so it could be Harry. But
Harry would be New Goblin.
yeah,
If-
Harry would be
that
New
if he still
Goblin. If it's him.
Then again, Ren, actually, I could see a scenario where people would vote against him, and maybe he would try to kill them off as the Green Goblin.
That could work too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Spider-Man
that's
1. He cut
Yeah.
off this
Like an
businessman.
evil political figure or something.
They're gonna turn them into Skeleton Person X. That shit actually scared me when I was younger. I didn't think they turned fucking.
It kind of
skeleton.
scared me too. I mean, that scared me, and just the whole thing with Green Goblin. Like that was fucking great. If they have Green Goblin, they should get Willem Dafoe.
Oh, please do that. He's only in the 2002 game, unfortunately.
Yeah, he just nails the
He
Norman
actually
Osborn.
voiced them in the Spider-Man 3 game, the worst one.
Spider-Man Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Spider.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm thinking of a different game.
I could see. Oh fuck! I don't know if I could say a boss fight for it, but I think it'd be a cool twist if a meteor crashed on Earth and they had more symbiotes show up. Like it was like a pandemic, I guess, of symbiotes.
Spraying the world.
Not the world, just it hits New York, and then Venom came from a meteor in the first place, so.
Yes, he did.
And then
Will
you
I get
find
female
out that
Venom?
They had another meteor that had like multiple symbiotes on it, and it would be like a pandemic arc. That would be cool.
That's
then-
sort of happened in Friend of Foe.
then you find out the
Yeah.
Daily Bugle is producing the symbiotes.
Yep.
That shit was so weird.
So, does anyone else have any ideas for us?
Female Venom? Catholic?
Giant
I think
mother
that was done
symbiote.
before.
That's actually a thing, female Venom.
Giant
She
mother
Venom.
symbiote.
That's not kinky.
So
I
a giant
would also-
slime monster.
I would also say, I guess, maybe they could do something more interesting with Mysterio because all his boss fights, to my memory, it really sucked.
They're very. He always is a gimmick boss.
The Venom bosses, yeah. He was,
No,
or
Mysterio.
Mysterio. Yeah, Mysterio is kind of stupid.
He doesn't really fight. He just kind of. Well, he does fight, but he doesn't.
But he's not
much.
intimidating. He's just like a joke,
weird.
pretty much. Like he's never really been an intimidating villain. He's just kind of there, and he's
Wasn't
pretty much
he-
the Team Rocket. Like from what I understand.
Wasn't he in Spider-Man 2?
Maybe. I don't
I
remember.
remember
think
Quentin
There
Beck
was
coming up.
literally a boss health him, but you had to hit him with one hit. He's down.
Oh my god! So he's fucking the electrocutioner from Batman Arkham Origins.
Batman Arkham Origins. Yeah.
There's one point in the game when Mysterio tries robbing a I think a convenience store. You punch him with one hit, and there's a fishbowl come off his head.
Oh my god!
Why would he
Mysterio-
rob a That's lame. He robs a convenience store? What the fuck?
Yeah, no,
He's
what's his name is again?
legal.
Mysterio was actually the final boss and friend of foe. He was a gimmick boss there too, though, but no, he was the main villain of all of it.
He is in the Game Boy game I mentioned as well.
Oh yeah, he was also the main villain for Shattered Dimensions.
Yep,
Jesus.
yeah. Shadow mentions, yeah, he was like big baddie there.
I just don't see how anybody could take that guy seriously. He's not.
Well, he was pretty threatening in Shadow Dimensions when
I'll
you
have
got the
to play
stone.
Shattered Dimensions next because I only remember him like from the PlayStation 1 game, and I just laugh every time I see his boss fight.
The voice is. The voice acting for him really does not help. It just. Yeah.
Like
He's just this flamboyant freak of nature.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Ren.
Mhm.
Can we list a scenario of characters?
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
But before we go
to
to that, I was gonna say if Spider-Man 4 happened, Bruce Campbell was gonna be Mysterio.
What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, they said that he was gonna be Mysterio. There was actually some concept art for Spider-Man 4. If it happened, he was gonna be Mysterio at one point.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
That sounds bad. I think just if they would have stuck to the original concept of Vulture probably coming in, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind him for Spider-Man on PS4 as long as he's intimidating. I also thought about Kraven. Maybe a Kraven boss fight could happen.
Yeah, it could.
So who had the scenario they wanted to list?
I did.
Go ahead.
What if for character cameos, I guess one cameo at least. You know who gets underused? Rhino. Right? He's
Yeah.
always just a bumbling fucking idiot. They never really make him intimidating or powerful. I mean, other than the fact that you can't really go into direct combat with him because of his armor. But you know who would go well? What if Luke Cage was in the game and he's fighting Rhino?
He
I
was
thought that
also
would
in
be cool.
Web of Shadows.
Shadows.
Yeah, that's where I remember him from. But he doesn't get to be in anything else besides that, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a cool encounter because Rhino's skin is also really tough, and obviously Luke Cage's. So I thought that'd be a cool match.
I'm tired of fucking Jessica Jones, and now I'm gonna be in this goddamn game.
I'm be throwing fucking rhinoceroses.
But that was a pretty fun question. I guess we can move on to question number 14. Mr. Torres, could you read that off, please?
Okay, Spider-Man 2 from Track is often considered one of the greatest games of all time. List some examples of how Spider-Man on PS4 could learn from it.
I have to think about this
I think
one.
I've
swinging
stated it
mechanics.
already. The
I was gonna say
Sure.
perfect the web swinging. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing on this one.
Just
Sorry.
that they should basically make it a sandbox like the Spider-Man 2, and
yeah.
you know, basically, I didn't really have much. I mean, I would just say maybe improve the combat from it. Just kind of take the same sort of basic mechanics that the game had in terms of its combat and just how it worked.
Wasn't
you know,
Spider-Man
like,
2
improve
one
the
button?
swinging, web swinging. Not really too much I could say, honestly. Just, you know, take inspiration from it and just kind of go from there.
Wasn't the fighting all one button stuff?
Was it?
For Spider-Man 2?
Oh yeah, it was It was almost like the Arkham combat before Arkham games even came out.
Oh,
Yes, it was.
I
So-
didn't like that. I preferred the combos that you had in the first 2002 game. I don't know. Something like that would work better. I would like the Spider-Man 2 web
I
swinging
would
to
actually
this day.
prefer if they took the combat from the first movie game than the second one in that case, because I prefer just the 3-button combo thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Arkham stuff. Just,
I actually want the.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I've just never been like a huge fan. I do like the Arkham combat system, but it's just that so many people have ripped it off, and it's just become so.
Spider-Man
it's
needed
just
something to
become
keep
so
its own
dull to
thing.
me. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because people ripped it off and it always turned out terrible. Mad Max, for example, the only good one that came out recently was Shadow Mordor. They used the Arkham style mixed with a bit of Assassin's
and
Creed.
my problem with that, and also with some of the Arkham games, it's fun, but it gets very repetitive. Like it's just there's just not much skill involved in it.
It's not hype anymore
Depends
because
on
it's
what you
been
do
done
exactly.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crap, I forgot what I was going to say actually. What's the question again?
We're on number 14.
Oh yeah, I got nothing as far as them taken from Spider-Man 2 because I already played it. So yeah.
I think the combat mechanics definitely need to be improved on. Maybe they could take combat mechanics from the first game, considering how a lot of people are talking about combos and how they would like to see that stuff. Also, they seem to be doing some environmental damage, so maybe that could factor into some boss fights as well. I like when you can also do that, not to the enemies, but to the bosses as well. That's pretty cool.
Let's see, Renegade. You just reminded me. I actually want the combat system from Shattered Dimension or Edge of Times because Spider-Man utilizes both his fists and his web powers.
I haven't played Shattered Dimension, so I have no idea, but the way it sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of want
Does
to play
anyone-
that game though.
Yeah, same here. Does anyone else have any opinions on this?
No.
Going once, going twice, sold to the hooker. All right. So, so
You want those
number,
damn hookers.
so before I go back to GTA and run some hookers over, I need someone to read number 15. And that will be you, Mr. James.
Alright, Spider-Man, the video game on the PS2, and Ultimate Spider-Man in particular points where you could take control of Green Goblin and Venom respectively. If you could play the second playable character, who would be the most interesting for Spider-Man on the PS4? Either the Punisher or Daredevil. There you go.
Damn. I think the Punisher will jack that rating up, though.
Wolverine.
Who cares? Fuck it.
Either
It's the Punisher,
Wolverine.
man.
He would.
Either Wolverine or Agent Venom.
So are we
For
choosing
me,
between
it would either
Punisher and
be
Daredevil? Or...
it would be either Miles Morales or Agent Venom.
Carnage.
You just have to bring up Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Man,
Carnage was
I
a
think
playable
Carnage would jack
character
up the
in one game.
rating. Shit.
Carnage was a playable character in one game, though, but unfortunately, that version of the game wasn't that good. I.e., PSP version.
Because they fucked it up.
Oh, I know what Brandon's talking about, yeah. Kinda
I would probably go with Daredevil.
Yes.
It'd be interesting to
Yep.
play as.
What?
Netflix
He's
Daredevil.
never around.
Do you think they could do that?
What
Do
about
what?
the Scarlet
Can they-
Spider, guys?
Can they get Netflix's version of Daredevil to be used?
I mean,
I don't know. It would probably be more licensing, which probably means more money. So I kind of doubt it. That's one of the reasons why they said that they aren't going to use Spider-Man Homecoming, Peter Parker, or Spider-Man because they want them to be something new and fresh while not going on something established in the MCU.
I mean, they say that, but they'll probably still have
The suit,
the whole
yeah,
the suit as alternative skin.
they definitely might have that. But in terms of having that storyline in general, I think they aren't going to do it.
I wish.
You know, I thought I never watched a Punisher movie, but actually I did a long time ago. Just forgot about it.
The first one? Or the original?
The movie with like real people.
Which one? You mean the first one or
One was
Warzone?
Thomas Jane and John Travolta.
Yeah, that's the first one,
Yeah.
and Warzone is the other one. That's like I think it's supposed to be a revamp or something. I don't know
It
what
was,
the fuck it was.
yeah, it was
Warzone
kind of
hype.
like a reimagining, I guess. It was basically like they turned the violence up to 11 in that movie.
Yep.
And the original was kind of downplayed. It was still there, but it wasn't like a main focus. And though in Warzone, it's just people are getting just like blown to fucking pieces. It's pretty graphic.
I'm gonna have to say Punisher. I mean, I would like to see him turn up. I don't know how he's gonna work because, like I said, if they want a T rating, then obviously they can't have any blood or gore or shit like that. So I kind of would reserve that for something to the effect of him having his own game. But if I had to pick someone else, it'll probably be, I think, an interesting character to play with would probably be some of the villains. Like, because they had it in Spider-Man on the 2002 version where you could play with the Goblin.
And
So-
Spider-Man Friend of Foe.
Yeah, so like playing with Venom again or stuff like that would be very interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, the reason I say Daredevil as opposed to Punisher is just because I think you could just do more interesting things with the Daredevil as opposed to playing as Punisher. Considering he has superpowers and Punisher is just kind of a guy.
Yeah, his moveset is probably karate, so that he could probably get away with that.
Yeah.
I actually would like if a Spider-Man game had like a little co-op system. I mean, they did have one before, but I'm talking about if you're playing like a Spider-Man game in an open world, like you can have your friends, like they can choose who they want to be. They can either be Daredevil, Agent Venom, or Miles Morales. Anybody they can choose. So I think that would be cool if they have a little co-op system in the game so you can like play with your friends. They'd be like either 2 players or 4 players, something like that.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me a little bit of GTA San Andreas when you picked up the co-op pickups and your friend could just jump in the game anytime. It was completely optional, but you could have a second player play the game with you. Something like that probably work.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. It
You
was
know
garbage,
what?
but-
Speaking of what Reapers just posted, I cannot believe we have not mentioned Deadpool. Why not
Whoa,
have
Deadpool? Oh my god, man. I can't believe it here.
Oh,
It'd be fucking fun.
Why
He'd be
is
fucking fun.
Deadpool not
Should
going to
be
be
in
in
the
this game?
He should be in the game though.
He needs to be
He
in this
should.
game. You know what? Fuck Daredevil. Play as Deadpool. I want to play as Deadpool.
Wolverine.
I do this for you, Francis. Okay. So,
Deadpool was also in
Where's
Shattered
Francis?
Dimension as a boss battle.
Yep. Yeah, you
He-
fight him as Ultimate.
damn, that's pretty cool. All right, so for number 16, we're going to move on. I want Mr. Nico to read that off.
Wait, number what?
16 in the document for Spider-Man.
No, I'll read it off.
In Spider-Man Edge of Time, it had a unique feature where you could play as several different Spider-Men from different time periods, only 2 people. What are your thoughts on that feature, and do you think it should return? Should it return?
Correction is Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah, that was different dimensions. That was for shared dimensions. Yep.
Okay.
Time you only played as Amazing Spider-Man in 2099.
Yeah.
So there must have been a typo in the document, but let's just say Shattered Dimension is the one that had the unique feature where you could play with different Spider-Man. That's the one I
Yeah.
remember that had Noir Spider-Man too. So
Yeah.
do you think it should come back as a storyline or gameplay purpose or something like that?
Probably just
that wouldn't
gameplay.
sound too
Honestly, I would like if they make like a Spider-Verse game. You play as different type
like-
of Spider-Man.
There's a
Yeah,
rip in the
each of them
space.
have.
There's a rip in space time, and Japanese Spider-Man pops up.
Oh yeah, he was there. Japanese Spider-Man was also in the Spider-Verse comic.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was.
Was he protecting fucking Tokyo with the Gundam?
He was helping out the other
Wasn't
the other
necessary
Spider-Man
for
that were in
Spider-Man
trouble.
to
Oh.
Gundam.
You know, James, you know, it's
Spider
funny
Gundam.
because yeah, that's canon apparently.
The gun. It's kidding.
The way the Gundam is canon?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
in the
it's
comics.
Man,
New
someone
gameplay
needs to
mechanic.
mail Spider-Man a Megazord.
Why do you think the Power Rangers have them?
Yeah,
of
that's
that.
true.
He's friends with the Power Rangers.
He's like, here, take this.
Power Rangers.
Oh my fuck.
Japanese Spider-Man was the inspiration for Power
Put
Rangers.
that in the PS4.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Power Rangers cameo.
As for like different Spider-Man, I don't know. I don't really know the other Spider. Well, maybe you could have Ultimate Spider-Man in there. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes.
Wait, how would this work? You mean costumes?
Well, you're talking about different Spider-Man or different. I guess you mean like different iterations of a Spider-Man, or
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really too sure about the other ones.
I've
Anybody else
gotten
have an
kind
opinion
of
on that?
fond of the animated series Spider-Man since I've been watching it so much. At least his personality-wise, he pretty much fits Spider-Man to a T.
You could have the Andrew
yeah.
Garfield Spider-Man.
Oh,
Oh no, man! Come on.
get out.
No one wants that shit. Again, I think they should have the differing Spider-Mans for the Spider-Verse. That's a good idea, actually, because then it'll be like, if they want to keep on the main canon without making it too confusing, then they could probably insert that as just a level, and that's it. It doesn't really go out of containment. So I think that might be the best way to do it. All right, so moving on to question number 17. Mr. Chaos, could you read this off, please?
The most important thing in a Spider-Man game is the combat. What examples could Spider-Man on the PS4 learn from, and which game in the current game timeline of already established Spider-Man games had the best combat in your opinion?
I think pretty much unanimous is some of the Beatnox games, right?
I would say Shared Dimensions had a good combat system. Ultimate Spider-Man had a decent combat. It wasn't the best, but it was still pretty good. Spider-Man 2 was way more button mashy, so I would probably say they should learn from Ultimate Spider-Man and Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah, I agree.
From the games I played, I would just say the first movie game had a pretty good combat system.
It did.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the combos is definitely a lot more interesting than one button, than counter.
It's a refined version of the PS1.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
But him mixing his powers into the combat is what makes the moves a little bit more dynamic, especially with the web zips and putting web ball and putting that into combat. That would be very dynamic to see. Just
They
to mix and match.
also had web fists from the first game.
Yes, that should come back.
In
to
what, the movie?
No, in the PS1 game.
PS1.
Oh yeah. Web Fist definitely should come back.
Web Dome, basically.
The web shield.
Web Dome. That was the exploding
Yeah,
dome.
the thing explodes.
They have that in the 2002 game as well. Rand, you're gonna like that game. I'm telling you.
What did you guys think of the? Oh, I remember when they actually, for the symbiotes in particular, they made it where you could actually hit them with web fire. So maybe if they had
I
symbiotes,
just
that could
remember
come
what
back.
it was.
Yeah.
It was
power
called magnesium webbing.
Yeah, magnesium. So maybe like if they had a section where you fight against those symbiotes, they could incorporate that in combat. Seeing Spider-Man just zip around with fucking flaming web and his combos change. I know it's thinking a bit too big, but something like that would be kind of amazing if they changed the moveset for that particular section.
Have they stated whether or not in this new Spider-Man if it's web cartridges or if it's organic webbing?
I think it's going to be cartridges. I think. Because he has, the way his arms and hands look, it looks like they're suited for cartridges.
I always thought the organic webbing just made more sense, but if they're going to go with it, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I could be wrong about this, but I happen to remember you could like pin guys to walls with your web or something. Maybe not. Either that or you could like just kind of stop them with your webbing for a short amount of time. So they were like kind of trying to get out of your web, and you could just try to incapacitate them or something.
I remember
I think that was in the first
in the
game.
2002 game, they had some Splinter Cell stealth gameplay.
Yeah, there was one section where you infiltrated Oscorp, and it was like a stealth section. Yeah, I honestly didn't like that as a kid, though, but I don't know.
I didn't get past that part, I don't think. No, yes, I did. I forgot which part I got stuck at.
I think it was pretty easy, though. It wasn't really that hard. You basically had to
I
avoid
got
like cameras
lost.
and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of tedious,
Just
honestly.
going through like office buildings mostly.
All right, so we are going to move on to the last two questions, which is number 18. As first up, I'll read that. Who is your favorite female character in the Spider-Man lore, and who would you like to see return for an ally for the PS4 game? Strictly female.
How many people are going to say Black Cat?
Everyone's gonna say it.
I mean,
I got two. Silk and Black Cat. The new character.
Oh, yeah, Silk. Yep.
No Mary Jane.
Yes, Queen Stacy, Master
She's not really a hero, so.
Yeah, she's not really like someone I would consider someone who could fight some of these superpower
She could
villains.
defend herself when
No,
necessary.
I say no Mary Jane in general. Please, no.
Is Silk and Spider-Gwen the same? I'm just wondering.
No.
Okay, good. Then Spider-Gwen
No.
is my choice.
Spider-Gwen.
Yes.
Yeah. I would just say, like, are we as an ally, probably Black Cat. I would like to see Black Cat come back, because I only remember her from the first game. I know she's in some of the other games, but haven't played them, so I would like to see her come back for that.
I agree.
They could add maybe Spider-Woman. They could add her in the game probably.
I didn't mind
yeah,
Mary
Spider-Woman.
Jane too much, so I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing her again. So.
Yeah, she's Spider-Woman. She's hardly around in the Spider-Man lore anymore.
Wait, they
Yeah.
said they
Does
were
she
going to
become
be
Spider,
focusing
like
on
a-
Peter more, right?
Did she have spider powers or some shit in the comics?
Hers is more complicated. She can fly, unlike Spider-Man, and shoot like bio venom from her fingertips.
All right,
She
then.
sounds overpowered. Damn. All right, so moving on from that, someone take our last question.
I got it.
Alright.
In closing, they said they were going to make a good Peter Parker tale with Spider-Man for PS4. What do you think is one of Peter Parker's most defining moments in Spider-Man history? I'll have to think about this.
I will say probably
Venom.
giving up. Probably giving up as Spider-Man, because that's a big responsibility, and he just sort of like said, "I'm done." So that was a character-defining moment, and then he eventually came back after time, seeing that even though he already was Spider-Man before, dropping that really wasn't the problem. It was basically now that he had this established. Yeah, now that he has this established reputation, he can't go back from it anymore. So I thought that was an interesting dynamic, to say the least, story-wise.
I thought it was that he said people believed in him or something like that. Like people were, they said that he brought hope or some weird shit like that.
People believed in him, and he also thought that by not being Spider-Man, that it was going to fix all of his problems when it didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say like basically after Uncle Ben dies and he goes after that guy that killed him, or that he thinks killed him. But I think I would have to agree with Ren, like just him giving up on being Spider-Man and just him realizing that anything having to do with him trying to decide if he wants to have like trying to prioritize things in his personal life or just prioritize being Spider-Man, because those were like the most difficult decisions he has to make as a hero, is like, does he want to prioritize certain things in his personal life, or does he want to try to be a superhero? And I think that's like what a lot of heroes struggle with, and I think that's a pretty good highlight of just some of the most important moments he has, is him trying to just that conflict between being a superhero and just being a person.
Yeah, and that what makes him very interesting. Like, he's not Superman where he can like, oh, I could tank like about 5,000 bullets and, I can get beat up by super aliens. He actually can get hurt. He actually can get people around him killed. So it's that human element that makes Spider-Man really good.
I pretty much agree with all what y'all were saying.
Awesome. What about you, Mr. Jameson? You have any opinions on this?
You guys kind of stole everything. But I do think the human thing you brought up, I think that's why a lot of people like, I know it's not a Marvel character, but I think that's why a lot of people like Batman as well. I feel like Batman is in the same, I guess if I had to say, a lot of people say Spider-Man is the mascot, to Marvel at this point, and I'm kind of inclined to agree. So I feel like Batman shares the same spotlight for
It's
DC.
pretty much Spider-Man, or for the most part, Wolverine in some regards.
Somewhat of the X-Men, yeah. I just thought that, yeah, my point was that the human side, I think, is really what makes him a beloved character, aside from, when he's in the costume.
Well, from my point, aside from killing his wife with radioactive semen, I had to use it for Reapers. Yeah, no.
God damn it, that was an alternate universe.
That was a legit thing that happened.
Are you saying his dick is a murderer?
Yeah, man, his powers are radioactive.
She overdid.
Radioactive.
Okay, then what were you saying, Brendan?
Yeah, you guys pretty much nailed it. I got nothing else to add though. You already added everything, so I just had to add that bit in for Reapers.
Well, I think this was an interesting discussion. I'm gonna have Mr. Chaos sort of do the outros because over here is thundering and lightning. So Thor has invaded my territory, and
Storm.
I'm trying to survive. So, Mr. Chaos, could you do the outros for everyone, please?
Sure, I guess I'll go ahead and go first. You can find me at YouTube at Captain Chaos. I do Let's Plays, reviews, and a lot of other stuff. So if you enjoy that, then check me out. You can also find me on Twitter at the same name. I tweet about a lot of different stuff. So yeah. So I guess let me see. Kaneki, you want to go?
Sure, man. You can find me at Twitter at Google World Order, or you can find me on Twitch around the same name, as I've been streaming KOF lately, as the demo is hype. And you can follow me on YouTube, which is on the same name.
All right. Eternal.
All right. I'll see you guys later. You can find me as Eternal Gaming or Eternal's Lair or The Real Eternal. That's all I gotta say.
Awesome. James.
You can find me at Twitter at DevHunterJames. You can find me on twitch.tv/TheHeroJames, where I'll probably start streaming again in like a few weeks, and here on the TCP, and yeah.
Okay, cool. Superior Artist. All right.
What are y'all, racist?
Go
I forgot
ahead.
about me.
No, I said your name.
You can find me at Twitter at AmazingArtist89 if you want to see me do a lot of drawings, and I do a bunch of drawing commissions on there. So you can ask me on Twitter if anything you want me to draw, and I'll make it for you.
Want that Deadpool X Spider-Man drawing?
All right, then moving on.
Brandon.
Deadpool fanfic.
Brandon, you want to go?
Yeah, sure, why not? You can find me on Twitter at ArcaneMagic514, and that's it.
You could also find him on Instagram at Brandflakes.
And do we want to go with Renegade if the lightning hasn't killed him? I think the
If
lightning
Thor
killed him.
hasn't decked him with a hammer yet.
I think Thor killed him. He's dead.
Yeah, Renegade helped that hammer loaf.
Hooray!
Alright, so these assholes making fun of me outside of the lightning storm. I guess I could do a proper outro now that the storm has subsided. So you can find me on YouTube at Renegade Operative. You can find me on Twitter at RenOperative_. And I will be uploading a variety of different multitudes of content. I have an event planner, so you can take a look at that. You can see what the Co-Operative Podcast is doing, and we will get back to doing content at our leisurely dates. All that will be in the description right below for you guys to check out. So if you want to be guest on things, if you want to be looking forward to a particular podcast, you can be looking forward to that in the event planner. As for my channel personally, I upload randomly. I try to upload at least weekly. So for me personally, I think I have to do a review on Evolve Stage 2. So look forward to that in the future while I work on that, and look forward to more of the episodic discussion, as well as the Rebellion's Edge podcast, which was just announced a couple of days ago. We're going to be talking about Uncharted versus Tomb Raider, and I think it's going to be a very interesting discussion. So, this is Renegade Operative signing off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episodic discussion for Spider-Man games. I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of interesting discussion about it, and we cannot wait until Spider-Man comes out for the PS4. So once again, stay tuned, and I will see you guys soon. Later.